What's up, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, everywhere in the whole wide world on the internet. This is Brent Sibley, Sibley Dolman, personal injury attorneys, and today I want to talk about a topic that people ask. Basically, every client asks this question, which is, will my case go to trial? And the short answer is probably not. But you need to be very careful with the words you're using because, frankly, a lot of people use words that they don't fully understand the meaning of those words. So when a client says to me, will my case go to trial? They think going to court, filing a lawsuit, going to trial, in their mind, a lot of times, and some clients know better and some don't, but a lot of times clients think all those terms that I just said are the same thing. And it's very important to realize that they're not at all the same thing. There is a process of filing a lawsuit is what it starts with, going through discovery, setting the case for trial, getting a trial date, going to trial, getting a verdict, going through that process. It's many steps. And most importantly, to even realize is that when you go and you get an attorney to do a personal injury case or any kind of case, you might not even file a lawsuit for 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year, because a lot of our cases, we can actually settle them without even filing a lawsuit. So it's super important to understand the words that you're using, and also if you have an attorney for your case, understand the words that your attorney is using. If the attorney says, we're not going to file a lawsuit yet, or we're going to file the lawsuit, or we're going to set the case for trial, all of those mean extremely different things. So be very careful in your listening and when you're speaking, because, and this is another area where this is very important, is that the attorney's fees on personal injury cases, for example, they go from 1/3 to 40% when we file the lawsuit and the defendant files their response, which is usually within the first 30 days of filing the lawsuit. The trial, if it ever happens, is usually at least 6 months to a year or 2 years later. But the enhanced fee, the litigation fee, has already kicked in by that point. So we have clients that say, we never went to trial. Why is the attorney's fees 40%? Well, because the fee is not linked to trial, it's linked to litigation when the lawsuit was filed. But in their mind, they're thinking, oh, lawsuit is trial. It's the same thing. It means court. No, that is where you get mistaken, because you're thinking in your head, court, jury, trial, verdict, it's all the same thing. No, it's not. It's completely different, and the filing of the lawsuit versus the trial are basically the two ends of the spectrum. There's a million things that happen in between. So what happens in summary is you start your case, you get a lawyer, you start the insurance claim process. That could take a couple months in its own. If that doesn't work out and the insurance company's too cheap and they don't pay you enough money, then you file the lawsuit. Then the lawsuit starts and a whole bunch of stuff happens during the lawsuit. The other side gets their attorney, your attorney deals with them, you do discovery, you do depositions, you may go to mediation. There's a lot of stuff. And then after all that happens, if you still haven't settled your case, then you can go to trial. And usually trial, you have to try and go more than once, because the way they do it, it's like a flight, and they overbook the flight, and you have to go and you have to be scheduled for trial multiple times before you finally actually go to trial. And so that's how it works. So there's all these steps. Be very careful with the words that you're saying, with the words that you're listening. Look them up online, and you can fill in the gaps and you can kind of get a better understanding. So I hope this helps you guys understand the difference between what trial means, will your case actually go to trial, starting an insurance claim versus the filing of a lawsuit versus actually going to trial and going to a verdict. Again, I hope this helps. Brent Sibley, Sibley Dolman Personal Injury Attorneys. Have a great day, Internet. See you guys on the next one.